This is Lord Mafka, aka Rogan Osrun, back at you with another video. In today's video, I want to talk about why men get canceled from false allegations. I want to shout out Magbo Gaming for this topic, and I know he said in the sentence actually he wanted me to talk about why people get canceled from false allegations, but as you know, this is a men's channel, so I have to stay on the topic for talking about dating for men and other things like philosophy for men, etc. But shouts out to you, Magbo Gaming, and I wish the best for you, and I hope your situation gets better. Much love to you. But let's get into the video. When we talk about men getting just canceled from false allegations in society, we really need to look at how our society's become so female geared to believe everything the woman says. Whenever you are a man that speaks his mind, whenever you're a man that tries to do his best and get somewhere in society, and I'm not even saying that you don't have men out here who actually do try to abuse women and harass them. And yes, you do have those weird and creepy men out here, but it's not so many men doing that to the same extent to where they're trying to say it is statistically, which is all false. Look at the whole dating market. Look at how men and women interact with each other, even outside of dating. Men and women don't even want to be cordial anymore. I remember walking in a grocery store. So many men are not even looking a woman's way because of how bad the whole dynamic between male and female relationships are nowadays in society. I mean, when you think about it, if you're a certain type of man who's been through things such as constant rejections, and I'm talking about if you've been rejected over, 100 times, 100 times rejections. You've been belittled by your family. You've been bullied by your peers. And heck, even your teachers. Even your own teachers have bullied you or tried to. Just everyone around you has treated you bad. And then you call yourself being a average man going up to a woman nowadays trying to introduce yourself. She could literally make up an allegation on you and say, hey, this guy's a creep. This guy's a weirdo. I'm going to get the authorities on him, and your whole life can literally just be took away from you in an instance. So, looking at how men can get blamed for false allegations in society nowadays is just it's a scary reality to realize that you are just one way from being blamed and accused of a crime you didn't even commit, especially for when it comes to dealing with, modern women in this whole era of time. So, when you look at how men have become so more antisocial and detached from the society that we live in, we need to look at other aspects as well. Like you have the whole movie scene, like the whole Hollywood scene, to where tell me why always in the movies to where they always have the guy as some type of just oblivious moron. He's a creep. I was watching a movie called X Film, and they literally had this guy like he was just a weirdo, and he was dating this one girl, and he just seemed so clueless on female nature and if women are really attracted to you or not. So it's really just brutal how they portray men in the entertainment industry nowadays as just morons who don't have any type of logic or just any type of smarts for when it comes to dealing with women and just people in society in general. Most of the men that you see nowadays that are getting these accusations put on them, these false accusations, these are the very men that are in these same type of celebrity positions like Johnny Depp. And if I'm correct, you had another guy, Jonathan Majors, who plays as one of the Marvel DC characters, right? If I'm correct. I think I do, yes. So he plays as one of these Marvel DC characters, and he recently had got blamed for hitting some woman and abusing her. When in reality, he just snatched the phone from her in a video, but they're still trying to prosecute him for it. And that just literally shows you how brutal reality is for men. You could just snatch a phone from a woman and you could be dating her. You could be running away from her and you still will get blamed for it. Because you have to remember, it's believe all women. Your word as a man, your thoughts, your well being does not matter in this society to anyone, especially to how the world and just how the Western world works in general, to how they view men as being savages, immoral. They start wars. They have no type of empathy, sympathy, when in reality, it's the total opposite nowadays. There are so many of you guys in the comment section who have just been just traumatized your whole life. You've just been let down constantly, so you're more than capable enough to feel other men's pain, you see? But society overlooks that because they only look at one type of aspect of the man and say, hey, all guys are like this. All guys, they're doing stuff like this. And you do have those men out there who do harm and hurt other people. I'm not saying that it's not real, but to the point of to where society is just hyper paranoid about a man being around, especially if you're a guy that's an outcast who's been rejected, been bullied his whole life and just talked down on and just looked at as trash. If you're a guy that's stepping into, let's say for instance, a nightclub alone, if you're going to any restaurants alone, people are going to look at you funny. Like, okay, why is this guy alone? He's a threat. These are the main guys who are doing these type of things like ERing in society. And people are just going to think that about you when there is some few truths to that, but it's not always the truth. Most men are lonely nowadays and they literally are trying to find their way in the world. But whenever you have a society that is believing what all women say, subscribing to more feminist beliefs, you're going to have more men feeling like they aren't worth anything. How can you, as a guy in general, just feel like you're actually a benefit to the world? You're a benefit to everyone around you when no one shows you the type of respect that you desire and the respect that you deserve. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous to when you think about all the type of false allegations you can face as a man if you were in the wrong setting at the wrong time. And if I remember correctly, there was another live streamer, Kai Cenat. He had recently got blamed for a false accusation because of someone that he knew who committed a crime on abusing this girl, right? And Kai almost got blamed for this. And he basically did have false allegations on him, but it had to be cleared up by him. And it took a while too. But imagine if those type of false allegations did not come off him. He would be in the same boat as the men who have always been hurt, the men who have always been trifled over, the men who have always been defeated by their enemies, everyone around him. He would be in the same position as us, especially if he didn't have money. So when you look at the bigger picture of how men are just viewed in society, you really have to step away from it and look at a bigger lens of it, because a lot of people don't seem to understand that men are much more than just bringing resources to society. Men are much more than having to have these type of just super duper and charismatic personalities to where everyone in the room is just moved by you. These type of things are so unrealistic to where they just want the man to be some type of demigod out of Dark Souls or some crap like that, man. So looking at how society just views men is just sickening. And the nerve of some people out here, they will tell you, oh, you're complaining as a man about false allegations. Those men who were celebrities, they got themselves in that position because they were dating the wrong woman. Constant gaslighting without realizing that they could be in that same situation as well. A few of these men that I have heard say this. That's what's so just crazy about it. And what these people don't seem to understand is any man nowadays is at a high risk of meeting the wrong woman who doesn't find him attractive anymore. Let's say if the guy is attractive, like, some of the guys like Leonardo DiCaprio or just people in the industry, like what are some guys like Vinny Hacker, like Michael B. Jordan, a lot of these just guys that are in the industry right now. So if a woman stops finding them attractive And let's say one day they make this woman mad, right? They're arguing with her about like who ate up all the food or whatever in the refrigerator. And they start just going back and forth. The woman can just scream. She can start just slapping herself and say, I'll tell the cops you hit me. And then just start abusing herself to make it look like the guy did it. And then next thing you know, that guy's being put in jail possibly. And having his whole career just melted to the ground, shredded. Every instance of his progression in life to being a productive member of society just gone, just like that. So when you look at it for what it is, you really need to get away from society and interacting with people that much. I mean, you really have to have an antisocial mindset nowadays, because if you don't, it can land you in a world of trouble. You know, having friend groups, being around a bunch of people is only going to be at your detriment as a man who has never been accepted by people. So stay away from big groups of people, and trying to connect with people emotionally is a waste of time, and you will find yourself on the wrong end of the stick at the end of the day. But you guys take care. I hope you guys got something out of the video. Like and subscribe if you're new. Tell me what else you guys want me to elaborate on in the comment sections. I would appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. And like I always tell you guys, stay away from the modern woman. Thank you.